Good morning, everyone. Welcome to week number 9, 2023. Let's dive in. Let's take a look what I'm looking out for in the coming week. Quick reflection of the past week. It's Tuesday today. I know I'm not doing this video on Monday, which normally what I'm doing. As mentioned last week, I was traveling 48 hours in Europe. I just came back yesterday. And not having seen my family, my kids for, I was 48 hours in Europe. So with the traveling, it was about 3 days gone. I just preferred spending the evening with my family, my wife, and not making a video. So I hope you understand that. Putting it out today, but I think that should be absolutely fine. So, number 1, I'm gonna have 5 reflections and 5 kind of expectations, 5 things I'm watching. At the same time, we're gonna use those to kind of reflect on the past week. Number 1, crypto markets as a whole have actually been relatively quiet last week. Yes, I know they went down, and yes, I know stocks had one of the worst weeks of the year, but that is price. That is not value. So I want to be very, very clear. I am not looking at the daily price movements or the weekly price movements. To me, that is not so relevant. What I rather do is I want to see how is value behaving and how is the price behaving. And if this is somehow going in line, I, for myself, do not see myself as good as an investor that I feel I can take an opportunity on that. However, if over a certain period of time, I see a strong digression, that's when I get active. And I saw that March 2020, when, in my opinion, value of crypto didn't go down. The Fed came in and said, listen, we're going to print money. To me, that made crypto so valuable because I know people want to speculate. I know people see crypto as this inflation hedge. And so I was like, the value just shot up massively. But the price went down 50%. So to me, this made 0 sense. And that's when I went in with like 90% of my capital and really kind of harness that kind of rally. And the same happened then all in like September, October, Q4 of, or end of Q3, Q4 in 2021, when I just saw people felt like, oh, this futures ETF is going to be huge. And everyone was super excited. At the same time, we heard the Fed being like, hey, we're going to raise rates. And I'm like, that's exactly the opposite of what was happening in March 2020. So that's when I started selling aggressively, right? Neither perfect bottoms, perfect tops. I don't care about that. What I care is I want to have a very high certainty of making my bets count. And so last week, actually all of February, and that's going to be key as well today because obviously last day of February. So we're going to reflect with February as well and then also look into all of March. All of February, very much as expected. So not much of an opportunity for me to get in and be aggressive. Price actually in February, very, very, very stable. I think right now Bitcoin is up 1% over February or something. That's still more on the positive side. So I was not expecting it to be that positive, especially after this January. So I was actually worried that we're going to see more aggressive sell-off. Didn't really happen. Stocks as well. I know they had their worst week in a long time, but they're up in February, right? You can look at all this. If you're getting my newsletter, so go to ceonews.cakedefi.com. I send out 1, 2, 3 emails a week, depending on what's happening in the markets. And I just sent out an email on Sunday evening on all this. And I gave you the charts, the data, and so on. Charts is actually incorrect. I don't like charts. I prefer really sending out what's actually happening. I don't think charts are so useful. So that is exactly what happened this week or last week. It is exactly what happened all of February. And so that's kind of crypto. I think everything kind of calmed down a bit. We've seen massive emotions, right? We've seen regulation come in. We've seen Coinbase last week announcing their own chain as a layer 2 on Ethereum. We saw Voyager starting to sell assets. So that is something maybe that we're going to see more in March, right? So I just want to maybe forecast that a bit, right? I think we're going to see some of that. I don't know. I'm unhappy with that camera right now. It's better now? I don't know. I'm trying to play with it. It feels like it's not leveled. March, I'm actually expecting that maybe we're going to see some selling of those funds that have to sell. So that's just something to really watch out for, in my opinion. We saw this with Voyager. So yeah, to me, the reason February turned out a bit better than expect at the beginning was really the sell-off of stablecoins. And so that was kind of the counter to all that. Otherwise, I would have expected February to be a bit weaker than it is. But I understand it. I don't think value from the beginning of the month till now and price moved away apart from each other too much. So January is the big question for me, to be honest. That's the huge question if we look at over the last 2 months. Two options. Either, that's just my assessment, either December, sure, I'm a nice driver. You know, I let people come in. I'm not like blocking all the time. Either we're going to go back to January, beginning of January, December prices, because January was going apart, or after FTX, we sold off too much and value is actually where it was before. So difficult to answer, right? Not something I would trade on or speculate on, but just kind of keep this a bit in mind, right? So always understand, what are you really confident on? That's when you swing. And what are you not confident on? By the way, Buffett's letters came out. I always love reading them. 10 pages, few really juicy points in there. Let me know. You can let me know if you want me to kind of reflect on that as well. Not crypto topics, but yeah. Great. Topic number 2, or thing number 2 that I'm expecting for the next week. So crypto is the first. Second is general markets. It's going to be a very quiet week for the general markets, in my opinion. For the simple reason, no macro events, not much data coming out right now. Really, as a whole, you know, the GPS is routing me straight. I'm going to turn right here. This is just a gut feeling. Not always the best to not believe the data. Normally good decisions are made on the data. Here the data says stay straight. I just think that traffic is going to build up here in the next 15 minutes and I'm going to be stuck. So I'm going to turn right. Yeah, on the general markets, I'm not expecting all too much. We did have a bullish February at the end, which was, quite, I think, slightly bullish. Let's be fair here. And yeah, I think that's gonna be, and for March, let's look into March. March is really, in my opinion, gonna be a make or break month for general markets and for crypto. If March can hold up well, then at some point we may have to kind of admit that maybe the December lows were unrealistic, right? And so that this was not the right kind of set point. That maybe maybe January was a bit too high, but like maybe somewhere there, right? And so for the general markets and for crypto. And then from that on, we have a new set point. If March is a break month, which could be, then we're gonna go back to where we came from. I hope not. I hope we're gonna hold up, but just for reflection. Number 3, I think in the next 1 week, maybe 2 weeks, I do understand the technical analysis charts may actually have some merit because there's going to be very little direction. There's going to be some push, obviously, always with a month end, a week end, a month start. There's just always a lot of closes, right? So people always try to kind of push for closes that are in favor for their kind of trading ideas. So yeah, that's going to be something that's key. So I do see during these brief periods that actually technical analysis may have some merit. It works really well if there's no outside kind of impact. Now, obviously, there's the exception to that third thing I'm watching. And again, I'm not really going to watch technical analysis. It's just something that kind of want to throw out simply because I don't care about it. I think it's going to work for small periods of time, not for the really big kind of swings. So obviously, if there's a big event, I don't know, Ukraine flaring up, I don't know, an alien invasion, I don't know what, who knows, right? So, or some other big thing, then obviously that could have massive impact. Number 4, this is really company. We are launching a brand new product this week, if everything goes well. So it may actually only launch next week, but I hope we're going to do it. So I'm going to announce it. So everyone working on this is like completely committed in getting this out. It's going to be called Yield, and it's completely transparent DeFi yield. So you're going to get on Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDC, USDT, DFI, you can get completely transparent double-digit percentages per year. So 10% plus, it's completely transparent and very low risk, very high return. However, over time, it's expected that the returns are going to go down. So you want to capture them right now. Over time, they're just going to go lower and lower. It's just because they're going to get diluted out. More and more people are going to use it, and then it's going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. So that's just why the risk doesn't change. So the risk is the same now as it is in, let's say, 6 months. But I'm expecting the returns to go down simply because more and more people are going to use it. So take advantage of it. It's going to be quite exciting. Yield Vault launching this week. Also, we had an Ethereum staking promotion last week. Check this out. I'll link it up down below. Both are quite interesting. And yeah, number 5, DeFi chain. If you're also invested in DeFi chain, like myself, Quantum Bridge should be going live this week on mainnet. Went live on testnet last week. Looks all good. And on mainnet, it should be going live this week. And that means that there's going to be unlimited liquidity between ERC20 and DeFi chain. So anything can go in and out, and that's going to be very, very powerful. As a forecast for March, right? So obviously, key things. On the various coins, Ethereum, probably Shanghai upgrade in March. That's at least the plan. So there's going to be some unstaking. I know that the Ethereum fans are all like, oh yeah, this is not going to do anything for the price because more people are going to stake. Look, I'm long Ethereum. Don't get me wrong here. But this is not bullish for the price. I'm not saying the price is going to go down. I'm just saying the price is not going to go up as much as it could, right? Why? Because the people who are going to be unstaking are those that want to sell. And those people that are going to stake are those that already have ETH. That's just how it is. So yeah, that's definitely going to be something. On DeFi chain side, Bridge is now live. Meta chain, hopefully going live by the end of March. So that's going to be a really key kind of focus. On our company side, enterprise side, the enterprise solution is going to be live in a better version, if you want to call it. So alpha launch was over Singapore FinTech Festival. The beta version with a exclusive group is going to go live in March, beginning of April. And yeah, in the markets, it's going to be key to kind of see, are we going to slide into a recession? Is March going to hold up well? So these are probably the key things that I'm watching. So yeah, let me know what you think. And if you like this stuff, if you want to be up to date, I make around 2 to 3 videos a week. There's going to be a long format today on the company channel. So youtube.com/Cake DeFi. Check this out. And yeah, we're going to talk about an hour reflection February, forecast March. It's going to go a bit into deeper there. And yeah, if you like this stuff, let me know. Then subscribe, like, comment, and please share this with other people so they also get these kind of ideas. With this, all the best. Yours truly, Julian. Bye-bye.